The path of natural oral health is not a step away from science. It is a step back toward wisdom. And wisdom, like a true smile, never grows old. Natural oral care is not anti-dentistry. It is pre-dentistry, the first line of defense before pain begins. It respects the body's intelligence and teaches people to protect their gums, teeth, and breath through natural balance. We focus on hygiene, natural product development, and self-care, not on medical diagnosis, prescription, or dental treatment. There is a quiet revolution happening across the world. A return to simplicity, to soil, to the small daily rituals that make us human again. For generations, we have looked outward for healing, to hospitals, laboratories, and pharmaceutical shelves. But today, people are turning inward, back toward the body's intelligence and the earth's generosity. Our approach is non-clinical, rooted in education, prevention, and self-care, not medical treatment. For generations, we have looked outward for healing, to hospitals, laboratories, and pharmaceutical shelves. But today, a new awareness is emerging. People are turning inward, back toward the body's intelligence and the earth's generosity. The mouth, that small chamber through which we speak, eat, breathe, and express love, is at the center of this return. Modern dentistry has mastered the science of repair, but not always the art of prevention. The result is a population that fears the dentist's chair, yet forgets the sacredness of the toothbrush, the mouth rinse, the floss, the simple acts of care that keep disease away. Natural oral wellness invites us to slow down and remember that health begins in the mouth, just as words begin there. What we say, taste, and swallow all shape our inner world. When we choose honey instead of harsh chemicals, ELO instead of alcohol-based mouthwash, or neem instead of synthetic whiteners, we do more than clean teeth. We realign ourselves with the rhythms of nature. This movement is not rebellion against modern medicine. It is reconciliation. It reminds us that technology and tradition can coexist, that the human body responds best when cared for with both science and soul. It is about restoring agency, the power to participate in one's own healing. To care for the mouth is to honor the gateway of life itself. The same mouth that smiles and sings should never be neglected or treated as machinery. It deserves tenderness, patience, and natural nourishment. By returning to herbal and holistic oral care, humanity is not stepping backward. It is stepping deeper, deeper into awareness, into gratitude, into partnership with the planet that raised us. Every drop of honey, every rinse of sage, every act of gentle flossing becomes a prayer, a declaration that we choose balance over excess, care over consumption, and wholeness over convenience. This book is not about abandoning science. It is about remembering our wholeness. It is a reminder that the most powerful pharmacy is still the earth, and the most advanced healer is still love. This book was born not in a laboratory, but in quiet observation of people, of pain, and of nature. I have seen how many carry the burden of oral neglect silently, the embarrassment of bad breath, the discomfort of bleeding gums, the quiet loss of confidence when a smile begins to fade. Yet, behind these small struggles lies a deeper truth, that modern life has distanced us from the natural ways our ancestors kept their mouths and their spirits clean. For centuries, oral care was a household ritual, not a hospital procedure. A twig of neem in the morning, salt and warm water after meals, a dab of honey for ulcers, a rinse of sage for freshness. These were not folk superstitions. They were quiet sciences, refined through generations of trial, patience, and love. But as industrial medicine rose, our trust in simple wisdom declined. We were taught that healing belongs only in clinics and that care must come in sterile packaging. We forgot that the body already knows how to heal if given the right companions: air, water, plants, and attention. This work is my humble contribution to remembering. I write not as a dentist or scientist, but as an observer of life, someone who believes that nature never truly retired from the practice of medicine. I have watched how people respond when they taste a natural mouth rinse made of aloe and mint. Their faces soften. They feel something familiar, something ancient, awakening in them. My goal is not to challenge modern dentistry, but to complete it, to restore what was lost. The culture of daily, conscious oral care, when we massage the gums gently with clove oil or floss slowly as if tending a garden, we are not performing chores. We are practicing mindfulness. We are teaching ourselves respect for the body's smallest temple, the mouth. I believe that the next wave of wellness will not be technological, but natural. It will not come from new inventions, but from renewed understanding. This is why I have chosen to write and teach about herbal oral wellness. Because it is simple, affordable, and inclusive. It belongs to everyone. From the villager who uses salt and neem to the urban worker looking for chemical-free alternatives. This book is an act of service to all who wish to heal gently, live consciously, and smile without fear. May its pages remind you that even the smallest acts, brushing with herbs, rinsing with honey water, or whispering thanks to the bees, can restore balance to both body and earth. The path of natural oral health is not a step away from science. It is a step back toward wisdom. And wisdom, like a true smile, never grows old. The Forgotten Gate. Why oral health is the beginning of all health. The mouth, the mirror of the body. The mouth is the first organ we meet in life. Before we see, we taste. Before we speak, we suckle. Every nutrient, every breath, and every word enters through this small gate. Yet in modern times, we treat it as an afterthought, a place for cosmetics, not consciousness. In truth, the mouth is a living mirror of the body. When gums bleed, the blood speaks of inflammation that may also exist in the heart or the gut. When the tongue is coated, digestion is weary. When the breath grows foul, the liver, lungs, or emotions may be overloaded. To care for the mouth, therefore, is to tune the entire body. The old healers knew this. They said, when the mouth is clean, the mind is clear. Modern science is slowly confirming what tradition whispered for centuries. The science beneath the smile. The mouth hosts over 700 species of bacteria, most of them helpful when balanced, but harmful when ignored. A healthy mouth maintains a delicate equilibrium between microbes, saliva, and immune defense. When that balance collapses, due to sugar, stress, dehydration, or neglect, inflammation begins. And inflammation, as doctors now know, travels. Research links poor oral health to heart disease, diabetes, respiratory illness, and even depression. The mouth is not a separate chamber. It is part of the bloodstream, the nervous system, and the immune orchestra. Every cleaning, every rinse, every herbal massage sends a message of order through the whole body. Thus, a natural oral health practice is not cosmetic. It is foundational medicine, preventive, restorative, and spiritual. The ancient wisdom of the gate. Long before modern dentistry, humanity built oral care into daily life. Egyptians chewed natron and salt. Indians practiced dant divan with neem twigs. Africans rinsed with ash and salt water after meals. Greeks used honey and sage to soothe sores. These traditions carried a single insight. The mouth is sacred. It is the gate of nourishment and the altar of speech. To cleanse it was to show reverence, to purify both body and word. In Africa, a clean mouth was a sign of moral balance. In China, of spiritual alignment. Even today, when monks prepare for prayer, they rinse their mouths first, because to speak truth, the gate must be clean. The great disconnection industrial life disrupted this intimacy. We began outsourcing care to laboratories, forgetting the small wisdoms of home. Toothpaste turned from herbal paste into chemical foam. Rinses became mouth-burning liquids promising instant results. Yet, in chasing convenience, we lost relationship. People began to fear their mouths, ashamed of odor, anxious about color, detached from the natural joy of self-care. Dental hygiene became punishment for neglect instead of a gentle daily ritual. The result? Millions visit dentists only when pain forces them, spending fortunes to repair what could have been prevented with salt, sage, and mindfulness. Reclaiming the forgotten gait. The return to natural oral wellness is not nostalgia. It is evolution. It is humanity realizing that real progress means partnership with nature, not dominance over it. When you pick up a neem twig, mix salt in warm water, or dab honey on your gums, you are not rejecting science. You are practicing participatory biology. You are learning again that healing begins with the senses: taste, touch, smell, and breath. Your mouth is the front line of health defense. Every brush, rinse, and floss is an act of prevention, and every word you speak afterward carries that freshness into the world. The gate of words and spirit. There is also a poetic truth. The mouth does not only digest food, it releases truth. Our words can heal or wound, bless or poison. When we cleanse the mouth, we also cleanse our speech. A mouth that smells of sage and honey speaks differently from a mouth burdened by bitterness. Natural oral care thus becomes spiritual hygiene. It is how we align the inner and outer worlds, keeping our speech honest, our food pure, and our breath kind. Or a new covenant between nature and the smile. This book begins with the mouth, because the mouth is where all healing begins. To keep it clean is to respect life. To restore it is to restore connection. When we tend the mouth, we do not merely protect teeth. We protect the conversation between the body and the world. So let this first chapter be your reminder. The gate was never truly forgotten. It only waited for someone, perhaps you, to open it again with a smile, a pinch of salt, and a drop of honey. Honey, the golden medicine of the mouth, the taste of healing. There are few substances on earth as simple and mysterious as honey. It is sunlight transformed into sweetness, flower turned to nourishment. Every drop is alive with enzymes, minerals, and the quiet labor of bees, those tiny chemists of nature. In nearly every civilization, honey has symbolized purity, wisdom, and immortality. The Egyptians used it to embalm their dead, the Greeks to feed their gods, the Africans to heal wounds and soothe the newborn's lips. When we bring honey into oral care, we are not introducing something new. We are remembering something ancient. The science behind the sweetness modern research has begun to reveal what healers always sensed. Honey is not merely food. It is medicine. Chemically, honey contains glucose and fructose, which create osmotic pressure, drawing moisture out of harmful bacteria. Hydrogen peroxide, produced by the enzyme glucose oxidase, giving honey its natural antibacterial action. Flavonoids and polyphenols, plant antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Trace minerals like zinc, iron, and calcium, vital for tissue repair. Honey's low pH, around 3.2 to 4.5, discourages bacterial growth, while its viscosity coats and protects delicate gum tissue. Unlike sugar, raw honey does not ferment in the mouth or promote decay when used correctly and in moderation. Honey as a gum healer. Gum irritation and bleeding are often the earliest signs of imbalance. Instead of rushing to antiseptics that burn or dry the mouth, honey offers gentleness. Method: use a sterile cotton swab. Dip lightly into raw, unfiltered honey. Massage gently along the gum line for 1 to 2 minutes. Rinse after 10 minutes with warm water or salt water. Do this once daily for a week and gums begin to soften and repair. Honey's enzymes stimulate blood flow, helping tissues regenerate. You can enhance the effect by blending honey with aloe vera gel, I-50-50, Okor, Wandowan Scotchy, combination both soothing and antimicrobial. Honey for mouth ulcers and burns. Mouth ulcers, canker, sores, or burns from hot food often heal slowly because saliva constantly irritates them. Honey forms a natural protective layer over the wound, reducing pain and speeding recovery. Application: dab a small amount directly on the sore. Avoid eating or drinking for 15 minutes afterward. Repeat 2 to 3 times daily. Clinical studies have shown that honey shortens ulcer healing time and reduces infection, even outperforming some synthetic gels. Honey. As mouth rinse. Honey rinse cleans the mouth without killing beneficial bacteria. It replaces chemical mouthwashes that strip the oral microbiome and cause dryness. Honey rinse recipe. For daily freshness. 1 cup warm distilled water. 1 teaspoon raw honey juice of half a lemon. Optional. 2 drops peppermint or clove oil mix. Well, rinse for 30 seconds and spit out. This simple blend cleanses, balances pH, and leaves a gentle floral aftertaste that lasts for hours. Honey and oil pulling. In Ayurvedic tradition, oil pulling, swishing oil in the mouth, is used to detoxify and strengthen gums. You can enhance this by adding a few drops of honey to coconut or sesame oil. The synergy is powerful. Oil draws out impurities. Honey nourishes and protects tissues. 10 minutes of gentle swishing each morning strengthens gums, brightens teeth, and hydrates the mouth. Choosing the right honey. Not all honey is equal. The kind that heals is raw, unprocessed, and local. Commercial honey often loses its enzymes through heat and filtration. Look for cloudy or crystallized texture, a sign of minimal processing, label stating raw or unpasteurized, local farm or apiary sources. Bees that feed on native plants produce medicine suited to your environment. If possible, get honey from wildflowers, eucalyptus, or aloe fields. Each carries unique properties. Spiritual and symbolic dimensions. Honey is not only biochemical, it is symbolic. In spiritual traditions, it represents divine speech, wisdom, and compassion. The Quran calls honey a healing for mankind. The Bible speaks of a land flowing with milk and honey. African cosmologies associate it with ancestral blessing and renewal. When we use honey in oral care, we invite not only sweetness into the mouth, but truth into speech. It is said that words spoken after honey carry harmony. Thus, the practice becomes more than hygiene. It becomes a ritual of honesty and peace. Precautions and gentle warnings. Honey is generally safe, but observe the following. Never give honey to infants under 12 months. Use raw honey moderately. Excess may still irritate if used carelessly. People with severe pollen allergies should test first on the skin. Always use clean, dry utensils to prevent contamination. In healing, balance is key. Too much sweetness, even of the natural kind, can upset the body's harmony. Mo. The lesson of the bees to understand honey. Study the bee. A bee works in community, collects without greed, and transforms through discipline. Its product, honey, is the result of cooperation and precision. The same virtues apply to oral care. Our mouths are ecosystems, buzzing with life. When we care for them with respect, brushing, rinsing, speaking kindly, they too become hives of harmony. Honey teaches us that healing is not punishment. It is participation in nature's rhythm. So, each time you touch a spoon of honey to your mouth, pause, taste the sun, remember the bee, and know that you are part of the same golden order that keeps the world alive. The art of the ritual. Designing the daily herbal oral care routine 1. From habit to ritual. Most people brush their teeth half awake, rushing through the motions. The natural healer does something different. You turn an ordinary habit into a ritual. You slow down. You engage sight, smell, touch, and gratitude. This is the secret of true wellness. Repetition charged with awareness. The mouth is not a mechanical cavity. It is the gate of life. To care for it with mindfulness each morning and evening is to begin and end the day in alignment with the body and the earth. The morning ritual. Awakening the elements. Step 1. The saltwater awakening. Start the day with a warm salt rinse. It purifies, grounds, and balances pH after the night's rest. As you swirl it, imagine the ocean cleansing every word you will speak today. Step 2. The neem brushing. Use a natural brush or neem-based paste. If using powder, dip your brush in water or oil. Touch the powder lightly and brush in slow circles. Breathe through the nose. Let the bitterness awaken focus. Rinse gently. Your mouth should feel both clean and alive. Step 3. The Honey Aloe Gum Massage. Mix a pea-sized drop of raw honey with equal aloe gel. Massage along the gum line with a fingertip or soft cloth for 1 minute. This nourishes, heals micro-tears, and starts circulation. Step 4. The Peppermint Breath and Intention. Rinse or inhale a few drops of peppermint oil in warm water. Feel the coolness travel from mouth to lungs. Set a simple affirmation. May every word I speak today bring peace. This completes the elemental sequence: earth, salt, tree, neem, water, aloe, fire, cloves trace and paste, air, peppermint, and spirit. Intention. Why? Midday maintenance. The Gentle Refresh carry a small spray bottle containing honey mint water or clove peppermint mist. Use after meals instead of commercial mouthwash. If possible, chew a small piece of fresh sage or neem leaf for a natural antiseptic effect. It's not vanity. It's preventive care. A renewal of your personal freshness. The Evening Ritual. Restoring and repairing evening care is softer. It prepares the mouth for rest and regeneration. Step 1. The Warm Salt Honey Rinse. Combine 1 to 2 teaspoons salt and 1 to 2 teaspoons honey in a cup of warm water. Rinse slowly. The salt draws out fatigue. The honey soothes. Step 2. The Clove Aloe Night Massage. Mix 1 drop of clove oil into a teaspoon of aloe gel. Massage gently on gums and inner cheeks. Let the subtle fire and coolness blend. The day's tensions dissolve. Step 3. Gratitude. Breath with peppermint end with a deep peppermint inhalation or light rinse. Breathe out through the mouth and whisper a short thanks. For the food I've eaten, the words I've spoken, the life I've lived today. Sleep knowing that your mouth, mind, and spirit are at rest. Weekly and monthly. Deep care once a week. Use neem and charcoal paste for deep cleansing. Do a gentle salt oil gum scrub to boost circulation. Polish teeth with a soft cloth dipped in aloe honey mix. Once a month. Boil all 6 herbs: neem, clove, sage, peppermint, salt, honey, into a ritual rinse shared with family or clients. A symbolic cleansing of the household's voice and unity. Teaching the ritual to others when educating clients or communities. Demonstrate. Don't lecture. Let them smell the mint, taste the honey, feel the aloe. Connect each step to an element of nature so they remember by experience, not theory. Emphasize that these are non-medical self-care practices, gentle yet powerful. Healing spreads fastest when people feel empowered, not dependent. Zone. The psychology of the ritual creates consistency, and consistency builds healing. When we perform these small acts daily, the brain associates cleanliness with calm, and calm reduces inflammation and stress-related oral issues. Thus, the science of routine merges with the spirit of mindfulness. Over time, the ritual becomes not just hygiene but meditation, a dialogue between self and nature spoken through water, salt, and breath. Creating your own signature ritual, every practitioner may adapt the sequence. Some may open with sage smoke for purification. Others may close with aromatherapy or affirmations. The secret is not imitation but intention. A ritual done consciously, even for 3 minutes, heals more deeply than an hour of hurried care. Teaching the world. Building a natural oral wellness practice and brand one. The healer. As teacher healing is no longer confined to clinics, it has become a public classroom. The modern herbal oral health practitioner is both educator and storyteller. Your mission is not merely to sell toothpaste or mouthwash, but to restore wisdom to people who have forgotten that the mouth is sacred. You are not competing with dentists. You are complementing them. Your purpose is to teach how to prevent pain before it begins, how to use natural ingredients responsibly, and how to see oral hygiene as self-respect. When you teach this way, your work becomes a calling, not a career. Your brand is your philosophy. A true brand is not a logo. It is a worldview. It is how people feel after they encounter your work. Your brand should reflect calmness, trust, and purity. The same qualities in the herbs you use. Think of your brand name as a seed. Let it carry meaning. For example, Savaro Smile, purity and heritage from soil to soul. Green Gate Oral Wellness, symbolizing the mouth as the gateway of life. And the Honey and Neem Apothecary, honoring the two ancestral opposites, sweet and bitter. Whatever name you choose, let it speak gently and clearly. People should feel healed just reading it. Your offering, education, experience, product. A successful herbal oral wellness practice has 3 pillars: education, workshops, short courses, or online classes on natural oral hygiene, safe formulation, and preventive self-care. Experience, one-on-one sessions, community demonstrations, or pop-up wellness booths where people can feel, taste, and smell your remedies. Product, small batch herbal toothpastes, mouth rinses, gum oils, and breath sprays made from simple, trustworthy ingredients. These 3 streams feed one another. Education builds trust. Trust fuels product sales. Product use deepens learning. Setting up your practice, you do not need a clinic. You need a clean, welcoming space. It can be a small home studio with natural light and plants, a shared space inside a wellness or beauty center, a mobile table setup at local markets or festivals. Keep your setting minimalist. Bamboo shelves, glass jars, soft music, herbal aroma. Let the atmosphere itself teach calm hygiene. Display honey, neem twigs, and aloe leaves where visitors can touch them. This sensory connection builds memory, the strongest teacher of all. Ethical selling and legal safety. Even as an alternative practitioner, you must honor clear boundaries. Never claim to cure dental disease. Describe your products as supporting oral hygiene or enhancing natural freshness. Use clear disclaimers and batch labeling. Follow basic hygiene and cosmetic manufacturing standards. Small batch registration. Safety data. Clean workspace. This honesty protects your integrity and earns lifelong clients. People sense truth faster than advertising. The power of demonstration. In villages, healing knowledge spread by demonstration, not persuasion. Adopt the same principle. Hold short sessions titled 5 Minutes to a Natural Smile. Show participants how to mix salt and honey in warm water, how to chew neem sticks, or how to make a clove aloe rinse. End with tasting or rinsing so they leave with freshness on their breath and belief in their hearts. Demonstration turns knowledge into experience and experience into faith. Storytelling is education. People do not remember instructions. They remember stories. Tell the story of the bee, the neem tree, the aloe leaf. Tell your own story. How you came to this path. What you discovered. What healed you. Your honesty will do what no advertisement can. It will create connection. When you speak of nature as a teacher, people listen because they sense you speak from love, not from profit. Every jar or bottle you sell should carry a small piece of story, a paragraph explaining the herb's origin, tradition, and meaning. That transforms product into philosophy. Building trust. Online in the digital age, your wellness practice can reach the world through sincerity. Use social media not for trends, but for teaching. Post short videos demonstrating natural rinses or herbal formulations. Share educational infographics like the 5 elements of oral care. Record peaceful voiceovers explaining honey, salt, or aloe. Use natural light and authenticity, not filters and flash. Start a simple website or Shopify store for your products. Include transparent ingredient lists, batch dates, and educational blogs. Clients value honesty more than perfection. Collaboration and community. No herbal healer works alone. Form alliances with local dentists who support preventive approaches, farmers and beekeepers for pure ingredients, wellness centers, yoga studios, or herbal schools for shared workshops. Host community oral wellness days where people receive free salt rinses, natural toothpaste samples, and lessons on brushing and breathing. This generosity creates reputation, and reputation is the truest marketing. Lakut. Legacy and leadership. You are not merely starting a brand. You are founding a movement. The world has enough products. What it needs now is philosophies that heal. Your work revives humanity's partnership with the earth. Every time someone replaces a chemical mouthwash with honey or neem, the planet breathes easier. So, build with patience, teach with humility, sell with conscience, and let your brand become a mirror of your soul, clean, sincere, and life-giving. In this way, your natural oral wellness practice will not just teach people to brush better, it will teach them to live better. That is the true reward of the herbal path. The legacy of the smile, restoring humanity's relationship with nature. The smile as the oldest light before language, before writing, before ritual. There was the smile. It is humanity's first universal language, one that crosses tribes, nations, and time. A newborn smiles before it speaks. An elder smiles when words no longer matter. Through that small curve of the lips, life announces, I am still here. The smile is not cosmetic. It is existential. It reveals how the body feels, how the mind rests, and how the soul breathes. And at the root of every true smile is health. A mouth that is clean, alive, and free of pain. When we restore the mouth, we restore the message of joy itself. From industry to intimacy, modern hygiene turned care into commerce. We were taught that oral health lives in plastic tubes and corporate formulas. We forgot that nature's pharmacy, honey, neem, aloe, salt, clove, peppermint, still stands waiting, quiet and unadvertised. The return to herbal oral wellness is not nostalgia. It is intimacy regained. It is the rediscovery of touch. Hands mixing ingredients, fingers massaging gums, breath connecting to body. It is the revival of the relationship between person and planet. A return from industry to intimacy. We no longer brush to impress others. We cleanse to bless life. The earth still speaks. Every plant used in this journey tells the same story. Honey whispers that sweetness can heal. Neem teaches that bitterness cleanses. Aloe reminds us that gentleness restores. Clove ignites courage to face pain. Salt grounds us in humility. Peppermint renews our breath. The bridge between body and spirit. Together, they form an ecosystem of wisdom. The oral universe of the earth itself. When we learn to listen, even brushing becomes prayer. Uni. The moral dimension of cleanliness. Cleanliness has always been more than hygiene. It is a moral statement. To clean the body is to honor the life entrusted to it. In ancient traditions, priests, healers, and elders all began the day by cleansing the mouth. For it is through the mouth that they would teach, advise, and bless. When your mouth is clean, your words follow. You speak with clarity, without decay, without hidden rot. Thus, oral health becomes the foundation of ethical speech and honest living. The herbal path restores this sacred link between clean mouth and clean conscience. The smile as medicine modern. Science has proven that smiling releases serotonin and endorphins, the body's own healers. But spiritually, smiling does even more. It heals others. A genuine smile can soften conflict, mend misunderstanding, and calm fear faster than any lecture. This is why your work matters. You are not merely teaching brushing. You are teaching how to keep humanity smiling. Each mouth healed is a voice restored. Each restored voice becomes an instrument of peace. The world does not need more medicine. It needs more people who smile with wholeness. Healing the planet, one mouth at a time. When people choose herbal oral wellness, they reduce plastic waste, chemical runoff, and animal testing. They reconnect with plants and pollinators, with soil and sun. Each neem twig, each spoon of honey is a vote for a cleaner planet. Thus, the act of caring for one's mouth becomes an act of environmental citizenship. It is quiet activism, No protest, no politics, just daily love. Imagine if 1,000,000 people replaced one synthetic product with a natural one. The earth would sigh with relief. You are not only cleansing mouths, you are cleansing the planet's conscience. Passing the wisdom. Forward. Every movement begins as a whisper. Start by teaching one person, a friend, a child, a client. Show them the simplicity of salt, the compassion of aloe, the courage of clove. In time, they will teach another. That is how herbal traditions have always survived. Not through textbooks, but through hands, hearts, and daily life. Your Smile School, your oral wellness brand, your workshops, these are modern temples of remembrance. Through them, ancient knowledge breathes again. A smile. Worth leaving behind legacy is not measured in wealth, but in warmth. The greatest inheritance you can leave is not a product, but a principle. That wellness is within reach, and that the